In the past few years, red light therapy has exploded on wellness blogs, podcasts, and all of the flavors of social media. Influencers and biohackers claim it's their secret weapon for high performance and eternal youth. There are now LED face masks that make you look like a stormtrooper from a low-budget sci-fi film, full-body light panels the size of refrigerators, targeted red light crotch therapy devices, red light beds that look like coffins for vampires who shop at Goop. Notable promoters include Joe Rogan, Ben Greenfield, Dave Asprey, and an entire Instagram army of vaguely sweaty, enlightened-looking influencers basking in an expensive red glow. These people claim that red light therapy can improve athletic performance and speed up muscle recovery, stimulate collagen production and erase wrinkles, balance hormones, improve sleep quality and reduce jet lag, boost energy and mental clarity, and heal chronic pain. Basically, if you could name a bodily function, there's someone out there saying that red light therapy can fix or enhance it. Welcome back to Dad Ruins Everything. Last time I ruined bossware, the corporate spyware that companies use to spy on their employees. If you haven't seen it, and you or someone you know uses a computer or phone for work, you should check it out. For as long as I've procrastinated on finishing this video, some of you may have thought that it may never come. Today, I finally step into the danger zone and ruin red light therapy. Red light therapy promises everything from glowing skin to glowing genitals, but it's mostly expensive placebo ambient lighting. Jokes aside, red light therapy, also known as low-level light therapy, LLLT, or photobiomodulation, PBM, is claimed to reduce wrinkles and acne, heal injuries faster, boost testosterone, improve mood and energy, regrow hair, reduce pain and inflammation, enhance athletic recovery, supercharge your mitochondria, and possibly realign your chakras while you're at it. Hey wait, I have a video for that too. All you have to do is stand in front of a panel of red or near-infrared lights for 10 to 20 minutes a day, looking a bit like a baked potato in a tanning bed. Red light therapy is promoted as non-invasive, natural, painless, and safe. No pills, no needles, just light. Sound too good to be true? Why yes. Yes, it is. Pseudoscientists generally have an elevator pitch, and here's what they have to say about how red light therapy actually works. Red and near-infrared light penetrates the skin and is absorbed by mitochondria, the powerhouses of your cells. This supposedly leads to increased ATP production, where ATP provides your cellular energy, reduced oxidative stress, and enhanced cellular repair and regeneration. This process is called photobiomodulation. The idea is that by hitting your cells with just the right light, you're encouraging them to do their jobs better, faster, and stronger. In theory, this could help with wound healing, inflammation, and even muscle recovery. The light is said to activate cytochrome C oxidase, an enzyme involved in the mitochondrial respiratory chain, which then boosts ATP synthesis. Sounds good, right? Now imagine hearing someone say, if you shine this red light on your shin, it will heal your tendon, grow your hair, boost your testosterone, erase your wrinkles, reduce anxiety, and possibly make you immortal. Yeah, sounds completely legit. It gets nuanced when it comes to the actual science, though. Red light therapy isn't totally fake. There is some legitimate scientific research behind it, but most of the strong evidence is in narrow clinical applications. There is some evidence supporting its use for wound healing and dermatological applications. I've got the citation on the screen. I went deeper on this paper as it's heavily cited. To start, this paper is a review and not a new experiment. The data was mostly from small-scale studies, and there was no systematic quality appraisal of these studies. That means that there was not rigorous weighing of small sample sizes, lack of blinding, or publication bias. The authors acknowledged the need for more research and standardization before any of the benefits are accepted as true. It's 12 years later, and we're still largely waiting on confirmation studies. What else? It may help with conditions like psoriasis, acne, and cold sores. Also, a systematic review found low-level laser therapy to be somewhat effective for wound healing, though results vary. I have the citation on the screen for this paper. Aside from also being highly cited, it's also a cool read, and the experiment saw pain threshold increase by 3-fold in mice. The good news is that the analgesic effect lasted up to 24 hours. The nerve tissue had changes in pain-related biomarkers, with decreased metabiotropic glutamate receptor and increased prostatic acid phosphate. The bad news? It's in mice, and that doesn't tell us much about how humans would respond to the same exposure. A 36 joule per square centimeter laser dose bears little resemblance to a red light lamp aimed at a patient's back. For reference, that would take over 2 hours to achieve with a 40-watt LED panel at a distance of about a foot. For pain and inflammation, meta-analysis suggests it may reduce pain in knee osteoarthritis, or KOA for short, and improve short-term function. The citation is on the screen. The meta-analysis showed a statistically significant reduction in patient pain compared to control. Despite this result, the study acknowledges that it lacks the quality of life analyses, detailed disability time effect analysis, and even comparisons between LLLT and other common treatments for KOA. Most notably, the authors do not recommend adding LLLT to KOA treatment guidelines, which should tell you something about the preliminary status of their analysis. LLLT has been used postoperatively in dental procedures and may reduce inflammation, though the effects are usually modest. Regarding hair growth, the FDA cleared red light laser devices for treating male pattern baldness. I have the citation up for a frequently cited paper covering a double-blind sham-controlled trial. The cited result is 35 to 37% increase in hair density when wearing a device codenamed Top Hat 655. A 35% increase is significant, but the catch here is that there were only 22 people in the group receiving real treatment. Not only was the treatment group extremely small, but the study was only 16 weeks. That may sound like a long time, but full hair growth cycles can take months. Finally, there wasn't a mechanism posited. You don't necessarily need this in a paper, but it would be easier to build on this experiment's results if it guessed as to how the laser helmet regrew hair. The most recent peer-reviewed research I found showed really cool therapeutic results in clinical environments. This research demonstrated applications in ICU and postoperative recovery, diabetic foot ulcer healing, and possible neurological and dermatological uses. But I've looked at dozens of papers in this area, and I've noticed a few consistent themes. Most of these studies have small sample sizes. Many of these studies suffer from methodological issues, including a lack of blinding and placebo controls. There are inconsistencies in device parameters, wavelength, dosage, duration, making replication and interpretation difficult. Numerous studies are industry-funded, which increases a risk of bias. And plenty of these papers are meta-analyses collating data from multiple studies which exhibit these issues, which is dubious at best. There's basically nothing supporting the broader influencer-level claims about testosterone, full-body anti-aging, or metabolism boosts. Yes, there have been some promising findings, but nothing within the same galaxy as what these people claim. I know that these grifters typically operate off of citing "trust me, bro," but you should know that most of these people are liars or charlatans. The rest may be well-meaning people that were easily tricked with little or no evidence. Let's talk about the devices. The gadgets, the overpriced light-up tech that promises cellular magic but delivers mostly disappointment. There's the Joovv Solo 3.0. It's a $1,595 human toaster oven that promises to enhance performance, recovery, and sexual function. You're paying luxury prices for a glorified panel of LEDs you could replicate with a grow light from a hydroponics store. Or the Mito Red Light Pro Series. It starts at $749 and goes up depending on size and features. It's advertised as clinically backed, but what they don't mention is that the clinical studies that they cite use laser therapy in controlled lab settings, and not mass-market panels with variable light delivery. Or how about the Dr. Dennis Gross Spectra Light Facewear Pro? $435. It's basically a wearable Halloween mask that blinks red and blue. Sure, some studies suggest LED light might help acne and wrinkles, but this device isn't tested in peer-reviewed trials. You're paying to cosplay as a skincare robot. Boncharge Red Light Therapy Belt, $349. It wraps around your abdomen to supposedly target fat loss and inflammation. There's zero evidence that red light therapy burns fat. None. Zip. Nada. But hey, it makes your tummy look like Iron Man's arc reactor. So there's that. There are red light therapy devices for testosterone. Yes, they exist. Yes, people are aiming lasers at their genitals because a podcast said it would boost hormones. And no, there is no scientific basis for this. Just vibes, bro. Major brands don't miss out either. Check out the Shark CryoGlow Red, Blue, and Infrared IQ LED face mask and under eye cooling. For just $380, you too can be a Jabberwocky. These companies slap the words clinically proven and FDA cleared on their websites, but most are self-certified and not based on actual clinical trials for their specific products. The evidence often comes from cherry-picked academic articles that use different wavelengths, intensities, durations, and methodologies, or weren't even testing consumer devices in the first place. I may be mentioning these products by name, but what I want to make clear is that basically all of these products are a scam. You may ask how I can say that, considering I haven't seen all of the products on the market. Well, remember where I mentioned a study where the power levels were 36 joules per square centimeter? Consumer devices aren't using lasers, and they aren't at power levels per unit area that are even 5% of what's shown to be effective. If you're buying a $1,500 red light panel to fix everything from your sleep to your libido, you're not biohacking. In fact, the only thing that's getting hacked here is your wallet. The only thing these panels are illuminating is who is willing to buy hope in the absence of evidence. If you don't want to take on the financial or space commitment of massive home gadgets, you can visit the commercial spas and wellness clinics that have entered the red light chat. They're charging you by the minute, for your convenience. You can now book red light therapy sessions at cryotherapy centers, beauty bars, holistic wellness boutiques, and even tanning salons rebranded as light lounges. These places often pitch red light as a luxury, high-tech treatment for everything from chronic pain to mood improvement. Common marketing lines include recharge your cells, boost your collagen, detox your body, fight inflammation and cellulite. Prices start at $40 and range up to unlimited subscriptions that are $200 and up. And what are you getting for that? The same basic LED panel technology you can find on a mid-range Amazon device, just mounted to the wall in a room with spa music and eucalyptus oil. Most spa devices don't disclose their wavelength or power output. Spoiler, they don't hit the levels used in clinical studies, and unless you're visiting daily for weeks on end, you won't come close to the dosage levels used in those studies either. This isn't medicine, it's just mood lighting that auto-bills you every month. You're better off saving your money, buying a cheap LED face mask if you're curious, and spending the rest on a massage, which, unlike red light, has a well-documented history of actually helping with relaxation and pain. Like most scams, there's some efficacy in red light therapy. In narrow clinical contexts with medical-grade devices, under controlled supervision, there appear to be real benefits. But that's not what you're getting from a glowing panel in your living room, or a $60 spa session squeezed between cupping therapy and moon water infusions. It's one thing to want to feel better. It's another to shell out hundreds or thousands of dollars for placebo lighting because a podcast said it was biohacking. You're not unlocking secret mitochondrial potential. You're basking in the glow of overpriced Christmas lights. In many cases, you'd do better with physical therapy, NSAIDs, massage, topical retinoids, sunscreen, or real dermatological care. These items may or may not be cheaper, but they're well understood and work effectively within their relevant treatment areas. So unless you're getting treatment from a medical professional for a specific issue, red light therapy is less health innovation and more health cosplay. The only thing you're really burning is your money. If a treatment promises everything, fixes nothing, and costs as much as a mortgage payment, it may just be another case of wellness LARPing. So with all of that, I hope that red light therapy scams are sufficiently ruined for you, because I'd never want you to have to put out the red light. If someone you know is blasting themselves with red LEDs to biohack their mitochondria, do them a favor and send them this video. It might save them $1,200, or at least from glowing regret. Assuming that you're not currently trapped in a red light chamber, you should hit like and subscribe to the channel. Heard a wild red light therapy claim? Drop it in the comments and I'll let you know what real research has to say about it. Thanks for watching Dad Ruins Everything, and remember, if it sounds too good to be true, it probably just needs more lasers. Have an awesome day.